Hi, welcome to Vicky Makes and Builds. So this is the second half of part 2 of my video series on my entire puzzle collection. I'm hoping that makes sense. So the category for these two videos is all of my puzzles between 500 and 1,500 pieces. But it turned out that I had so many of them and so much to say about them that it was too long to do in just one video, so I split it into two. So the first half video covering the smaller puzzles in this category and all of my 1,000 piece Ravensburgers is already out. It came out last Friday, so if you haven't seen that, please do go check that out. That will be linked in the description. This video is going to focus on all of my 1,000 piece puzzles that aren't Ravensburgers and also all of my 1,500 piece puzzles. Now, at the end of the last video, I was at a count of 205 puzzles in total, but I have since then received in the post two 500 piece Ravensburger puzzles, and they are these two. So this is Hope, which is one of the square Ravensburger puzzles by the artist Dulk. And this one is called Hadlow Ponies, which is by the artist Steve Crisp. And I got these for speed puzzling practice, so that takes the count up to 207. However, I am one puzzle down now as well, since I have recently committed my 500 piece Colour Me Therapy Clementoni puzzle, which you will have seen in the first video in this series. I committed that to my box of random puzzle pieces. There was nothing I could feasibly do with that puzzle at this point, having built it and coloured it in. So I got rid of the box and I just poured the pieces in there alongside a gradient puzzle that had a piece missing and another puzzle that had damaged pieces and also a child's puzzle that I bought to use to make some puzzle fashion with. So I now deem that puzzle as no longer in my collection, which takes the count back down again to 206. So without further ado, let's start from there and see what we have. Right, so here is the next section of this video, and that section is 1,000 piece puzzles that aren't Ravensburger puzzles, and I have several. In fact, I have more than I remembered. Which is pretty much the story of this entire puzzle series. I just have more puzzles than I remember having, but there we have it. This is the life of a puzzler. Okay, so the reason I'm standing up for this is because it's quite a sort of stacked pile, and I'm going to be reaching over to pick various ones up and things, and I thought what I would do is each one I go through, I will then remove it and put it away, and I'll just keep doing that as I go through until the pile's a little bit more manageable and I can sit down again. So the question is where to start, really. I think I'm just gonna start with some of the nearest ones to me. So let's start with this one, shall we? This one is an Elena Essex puzzle. It's called Radiant Jungle and the artwork is by Elena Essex herself. As with most of the Elena Essex puzzles, if not all of them, it's a really beautiful, gorgeous gradient, and I am really looking forward to doing it. I have enjoyed all of the Elena Essex puzzles that I've done so far, so can't wait to do that one. Right, moving over to this side. This one here, tucked away at the back. Now, remember in my first video, if you watched it, I introduced a puzzle called Junk and Disorderly, which was 250 pieces, and I mentioned that it was a gift from my son for one of my birthdays. He went round a couple of the charity shops and bought me a couple of puzzles. That was one of them. This one was the other one. It's a Clementoni, and by the look of the branding on the box, it's quite an old Clementoni. They don't look like this now, Clementoni boxes. It's a fairly big box, and it's just simply called Tigers. And what you've got here is, it looks like a photograph. You've got a photograph of tigers drinking out of some water. There's all this green around them, and I have to say, he did not pick an easy one, did he? This one looks so tough. I really hope the pieces are all there. I will have a go at it at some point, but it doesn't look easy at all, I've got to say. I might have to wait till after I've done wildlife, like a long time because I've been working on a lot of green in that puzzle. There's a lot of green in this puzzle. Even the water's green. So that is 1,000 pieces from Clementoni. Now it's called Mosaico. I don't know if that's a range or a collection that they brought out. I'm not certain. I couldn't find out very much about this puzzle, to be honest. I couldn't find a year on the box. It doesn't credit a photographer, but it is called Tigers, and it says on the front Clementoni Mosaico. So that is that one. All right, so just scaling down the pile a bit, height-wise, I'm going to go for this one next. Now, you will be familiar with this one, I am sure. This is my Puzzle U puzzle, which is a company that makes custom puzzles. They approached me a while ago now and asked me if I wanted to try one. I sent them a photo of Grace, my wee pussycat, lying on my puzzle shelf. It's a lovely picture I have of him. I didn't pick an easy image because it's very, well, most of the picture is Grace. There's a little bit of a puzzle in the background, some of the shelf, there's a little plant pot there, but yeah, it's a lot of animal fur, so I didn't pick an easy one, but it's so gorgeous when it's done. And in actual fact, I have 2 copies of this. So this represents not 1 but 2 puzzles in my collection. What happened was they sent me the original puzzle, which I built and I did a video on. And then sometime later they asked me if they could send me the same puzzle again, but they wanted to send me a smart sorted copy of it. And I've also done a video about that as well. They have a range called Smart Sorted, and it's where it's kind of like sorted into piles for you. I think it's like little blocks of 100 or something like that. So yeah, that is why I've got 2 copies of it. Now this copy is actually in the box. I also have a taped copy in my puzzle album, which I'll show you when I get my puzzle album out. So yeah, Grace on Vicky's puzzle shelf, that's that one. All right, reaching to the front now, we're gonna go with this one. This is my one and only Reverie puzzle. Reverie are an Australian brand, so not that easy to get hold of over here. Not cheap, I guess. I got this as a gift, so I was very lucky to have this one. I haven't completed it yet. It's called the Reverie Cafe, and the artist is Anna Eyes Art. It's a lovely image. Most Reverie puzzles, if not all of them, I think, have some kind of theme based around books. So what you've got here is you've got a cafe, there's a lady sitting outside, and she is reading a book. So yeah, this is a gorgeous puzzle. I can't wait to do it. I've heard good things about Reverie, but as I say, haven't completed this one yet. Let's get this one done. This is the only one sitting on this table that is just in a bag. This is there's a short story behind this one. This is a Cloudberries puzzle, and it is called Celestial. Now, I have built the Celestial puzzle on the channel. I did 2 Celestial map puzzles, the other of which is here in front of me as well. I'll do that one next. What happened was I built the Celestial puzzle and I thought I had a missing piece from it and I couldn't find it, so I contacted Cloudberries and they sent me another copy of the puzzle. Now, they don't send the box. They don't send it in just a box. They just sent me a bag with the puzzle in. So I now have Celestial in a bag. And do you know, the annoying thing was that not long after I actually received the replacement puzzle, I found the piece. So it wasn't missing after all. So that's unfortunate. But I'm in a bit of a pickle now because I don't really know what to do with this. I'm wondering, because it's just a whole new puzzle, I'm wondering about maybe just building it one day when I have a spare minute, if that ever happens at any point, and just taping it and popping it in my puzzle album or something like that, because it is a very pretty puzzle. I wouldn't mind doing it again. It's a lovely puzzle to build. But yeah, my other one I passed along. I think I must have sent that to a charity shop. So I still have it, just no box. So it's just in this bag. So that is the story behind the bag that's on the table. And while we're talking about Cloudberries, we might as well do the other 2 Cloudberries, which are at the front here. Now, what we've got here are a newer Cloudberries puzzle and an older Cloudberries puzzle. We'll start with the one at the top. This is the newer Cloudberries puzzle. This is from a range called Small Batch, and it's called Nocturnal. And the thing that's different about this one is that it glows in the dark. It's beautiful when it's finished. I have seen pictures of it, but I haven't finished the puzzle myself yet. I have started it. This is what I'm actually doing at the moment. I would like to get a video out on this possibly next week at the time of recording, if I can. I've only done the edge so far. It's actually not that easy. It's not an easy puzzle that I'm finding so far, but it is a challenge which I like, and I am enjoying it. It's so beautiful. The box is lovely as well. It's a different style box, these Small Batch puzzles, to the older style boxes that they had. And yeah, just that glow in the dark effect. I think it's going to look absolutely stunning. Different piece cut as well. That's something worthwhile mentioning. And I'll talk more about this in the video. The Small Batch puzzles they describe it as random cut pieces. I disagree. I don't think they are random cut. I think they're all standard shapes, but it's more of a ribbon cut style of puzzle. So the standard shapes are a bit more perhaps wonky, or perhaps a little different looking to your average grid cut puzzle. So yeah, that's an interesting one by Cloudberries, Nocturnal. And then this one I've had for quite a while. I bought this. I was buying some of the Cloudberries puzzles, and they had an offer on. It was something like buy two get one free or something like that. Or you know, you got another one for cheaper. So I just got this one just as part of that deal, and I just haven't got around to doing it yet, but I really like the image. It's called Symmetry, and the artwork is by Matt Lyon. The artwork on Nocturnal, by the way, I forgot to say, is Jennifer Smith. So this one is Matt Lyon, it's Symmetry, and this is one of the older style Cloudberries puzzles. I got this before the Small Batch puzzles came out. So this is the grid cut. It is in the normal box, the grey box. You've got the image there with the name of it on the front. It's quite a minimalist sort of style box that they have. But yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that one too. I do enjoy Cloudberries puzzles, and I really do enjoy Cloudberries artwork. So I was supposed to do this one next, and I forgot and ended up doing the other Cloudberries puzzles instead, but we'll move on to it now. This one here is called Celestial Planisphere. It's 1,000 pieces, and it's by the Great American Puzzle Factory. The artist is by Thomas J. Filzinger, and it's a celestial map, and it also glows in the dark. Now, this was the first ever glow in the dark puzzle I ever built. I actually built this puzzle several times when I was quite young. I think it was my brother got it as like a Christmas gift one year or something. I can't remember if he ever actually built it, or if it was always just me or somebody else that built it. But I loved it. There was just something about this puzzle that I really loved. It's very dark. There are some not easy parts of it, but there's enough to keep you going. There's a lot outside of these two circles that you can put together. The edge was difficult. The edge is one of those that you do last, because it's just almost impossible to try and do first. But I just loved the glow in the dark. I loved how it looked when it was finished and it was glowing. It was one of my favourite puzzles for a long, long time, and I actually was actively looking for it to do it again on the channel, and I did it alongside Celestial by Cloudberries, and I did like a little series of 2, and they were both Celestial maps. But this one, I still loved it the third, fourth, whatever time it was around that I did it. It was so much fun. I'm really just keeping it for nostalgia's sake, to be honest with you, because I've got a lot of good memories of it. I bought this as a bundle from eBay, part of a bundle, ages ago. Can't remember all the puzzles that came with that bundle, but they weren't sure if it was complete, so it was one of those kind of iffy situations, but it was complete, so I was really, really happy with that. So that's the Celestial Planisphere. Okay, so next I'm going to reach over here. This one's out on a limb a bit by itself. This one is called Noah's Ark. It's by an artist called Steve Crisp, and it is my one Vermont Christmas Company puzzle that I have in my collection. Now, I used to have 2. I actually got gifted these by Vermont Christmas Company. The other one that I did, it was an Under the Sea scene. I actually live streamed it. It was a really enjoyable puzzle, but I have moved that along now. I think I might have sent that to the charity shop as well. This one I just never actually got round to doing yet. I would like to eventually do it. It's still in its cellophane wrap. but it's waiting patiently. The thing with the Vermont Christmas Company is that it actually says on the side of these boxes, now then, where is it? It says fully interlocking and randomly shaped pieces. Now, I do gather from what others have said that Vermont Christmas Company puzzles do have some random cut piece puzzles. It also said this on the other puzzle that I did by them, and they weren't random cut. It said it on the box that they were, but they weren't. So who knows what I'm going to find when I open this one up. It's going to be interesting to see. I honestly don't mind either way, whether it's random cut or not. Be quite different if it was, you know, quite cool to experience both. But yeah, as I say, the other one wasn't. It was a standard cut, and maybe this one is too. Who knows? We will see. But yes, Noah's Ark, Vermont Christmas Company. Right, let's try and get the pile down a wee bit on this side, and I will do these two here at the front. I'm going to do these together because they are both the same brand. We'll turn that one the other way because it's upside down. These are puzzles by Blue Kazoo. One is a rectangular puzzle, the other one is round. Now, I'll start with this one. This one is called Starfield. And the only reason I have this is because I bought a Blue Kazoo puzzle some time ago. It was the first one I ever built, and it was the Earth puzzle, round puzzle of the planet Earth, and it's like a NASA picture. They have a whole series of these planet puzzles. They also have the sun and the moon as well. So what happened was I built the Earth puzzle and it had a few damaged pieces in it, and as much as I enjoyed it, I did mention that in the video, and Blue Kazoo watched the video at some point and they got in touch with me and they said, we're really sorry for the damaged pieces, we'd like to send you another puzzle. So they sent me this one. They sent the Starfield puzzle. Now I did choose this. I think there was another one I wanted instead, but they didn't have any in stock. So they sent me Starfield instead, and that's fine. It looks really difficult and I'm kind of putting off doing it, but there's actually, the difficulty isn't the only reason I'm putting off doing this puzzle, and I will talk about that in just a wee second. First, I want to talk about this one. This puzzle is a different story. This was a gift from Blue Kazoo that they sent me along with a couple of others, and all three of them were from their new sustainable line of puzzles. They brought out a whole range of new ones, and what they did was they started selling off the old ones really quite cheap. Now, I'm not sure where they're at with that process now, because they re-released quite a lot of their old images in the new sustainable line as well. They may have re-released more, I'm not sure, because I was waiting at the time with bated breath for them to re-release Earth. I really loved the Earth puzzle, and I wanted it in the sustainable line of puzzles. What had happened was, one of the puzzles they sent me, I actually did a video on. It was called Out West, and it was beautiful. The artwork and the image and everything were beautiful, but the pieces were just so much more improved than the old pieces. They were smooth, matte finish, lovely thick chunky pieces. They had the black cardboard on, which made them look just really cool. And this is one of those puzzles. So this is Jupiter. It's a round puzzle, one of their planet series. And what I'm thinking actually now is that as much as I enjoyed the Earth puzzle, and I did another Blue Kazoo in the older line, the colour wheel, much as I enjoyed those, the pieces in the older style ones are really quite glossy, really quite shiny. I'm not ever so keen on that. And I would really love to just replace the ones I enjoyed and have done with these new sustainable ones. So I'm going to look to do that at some point, and I'm definitely looking forward to doing this. I can't wait to do this. But I'm thinking with this one, the Starfield, as I said earlier, there are a couple of reasons why I'm thinking I might not do this puzzle yet. I might move this one along, and that is because this is one of the older style ones, and because it's really shiny pieces, and I just don't relish doing a super hard puzzle in a quality that I'm not ever so keen on. So if they have re-released this in the sustainable range, fine, I'm up for that, definitely up for that. But if not, I'm thinking this one might not be in my collection for much longer. But Jupiter, so looking forward to. Love the new sustainable line, and I really hope, I'm going to check the website soon actually, because I really hope they have now released the Earth puzzle in the sustainable line, but we shall see, we shall see. So they're my blue kazoos. Reaching over here just now, we're going to grab this one. This one I'm really excited about. This came in a box of puzzles that were gifted to me. It is an FX Schmid puzzle. It's one of two that I own, and both, interestingly, are shaped puzzles. So the other one I showed you in the first video. It's a 500-piece puzzle shaped like an eagle. This one is called Fire Dragon, and it is shaped like a dragon, of course. It is so gorgeous. It looks like it's going to be so much fun. Doesn't look easy, but I just can't wait. I can't wait to do this puzzle. Love, love, love me a dragon on a puzzle. I really, really do. So that is that one. Gonna grab this one here, which I'm not even sure if you can see on the camera there. This one is called Almond Blossom, and it is an image by Vincent van Gogh. And this was, I don't know if given to me is the right word. I'm not entirely certain if she wants this back. This was handed to me by a friend. She's actually someone who I teach dancing. And she had this puzzle, and she struggled with it. She found it a really hard puzzle to do, and it was like a challenge. She handed it to me and said, right, do this one. I'll be impressed if you can do this one. It's by Flame Tree Publishing. Now, what happened with this puzzle was I actually started it. I started to do it, and she's not wrong. It's a hard image to puzzle. It's just a difficult image. I think I could do it, but the thing I'm not ever so keen on about this puzzle is that it's all standard shaped pieces. They are all of them, apart from the edge pieces, 2 in, 2 out on opposite side. And it's like I was just saying about the Starfield puzzle. It's bad enough doing a super difficult puzzle that takes ages to do, but it's kind of even worse. You're not really enjoying the process because there's no variety in the piece shapes. As far as I can remember with this as well, I think that the pieces are glossy again. So I sort of keep looking at this puzzle and going, ugh. I want to rise to the challenge that she set me because I really do think I can do it, but I'm a bit like, I don't I don't know if I can be bothered with all the standard shape pieces. Maybe one day. I'll get round to it. I will get round to it one day. I think I can safely say this is in my collection now. She's never asked for it back. I honestly don't think she's going to want to try doing it again. I think she got quite frustrated with it. But as I say, I actually started this puzzle, but then I couldn't continue with it because I moved. I moved flats, so I had to put it away. So yeah, maybe I will try this again one day and get through it, but I don't think it's going to be easy. Definitely not an easy one. Okay, so moving on to this one. This one is a Springbok. I've still yet to do a Springbok puzzle. I have 2 of them. I actually showed you one in the first video in this series. That was a shaped puzzle. I haven't done that one either, so I've yet to do a Springbok puzzle, but I do have a couple waiting for me. This is one of them. It was a charity shop purchase, and it's called Pixel Perfect. And the artwork is credited to, it says puzzle designed by Mike Chance. Springbok have famously random cut pieces, and this is no different. They're random cut pieces. This is an older Springbok, I believe, so I think the quality is going to be quite good. From what I can gather, older Springboks tend to have really good hold together ability, and I'm looking forward to trying that and sampling that. It doesn't look easy again, and I'm not really that used to random cut pieces. I've done some random cut puzzles, but I'm not used to them really. So this is going to be an interesting build. I hope it's complete. As I say, it's a charity shop purchase, so I don't know, but I'm looking forward to trying this one. So that's Pixel Perfect. Okay, another one from over here. We have this one. Now this is relatively recent. I brought this home from America because I went to Disneyland last year, and this was one of the puzzles in one of the shops. It is a Star Wars puzzle. It is a close-up on the face of Darth Maul. So it is very dark. You've got all the red and all the black lines is yellow and things like that. It's suitably menacing because it's really close up on his face, but there's also a lot of black around the edge where where it isn't his face. So I don't think this is going to be an easy puzzle, but I think it's going to look really cool when it's done. So not sure when I'll get round to it yet, but this one just looks so fun. It's like a Disney's own brand of puzzle, so not sure what the quality is going to be like, but again, the picture is just so cool looking. So that's my Star Wars puzzle. Right, let's move back over to this side now and we'll go with this one. This was a puzzle gift, came in a box of gifted puzzles. This is an Ebu puzzle. Now, I was asked if I wanted to try this just because I haven't tried an Ebu and it would be worthwhile trying one, I guess. But I have been so put off by Ebu because of everything I've heard about the ultra glossy pieces. This seems to be a theme that keeps coming up today, the glossy pieces in puzzles. It is not my favourite kind of finish on a piece, I have to say. I'm not ever so keen on shiny, super smooth finish on a piece. Ebu is known for that. It is known for that. Like, that's what they're known for. But every time I see Ebu puzzles in the shop, I always think, gosh, the images are so vibrant and bright and they look so cheerful and happy. This is no different. This is called Swedish Fishing Village. The artist is Monica Forsberg. And it's, again, a really bright, cheerful image. And I'm looking forward to it, but I am very, very nervous about these pieces. But I do think that it's worthwhile at least giving it a try. Maybe I'll be fine if I get the light right. Maybe it'll be good. It'll be a good experience. But yeah, so this is the one and only Ebu puzzle that I own now. And we'll see. We'll see what happens with this one. And another one that came in, I think, the same box of gifted puzzles. This is a sealed, actually, still sealed, Schmidt puzzle. I have 2 Schmidt puzzles in my whole collection, neither of which I have done. The other one is 500 pieces. That was one I swapped with Jeanette. This one is called the Ballroom, and it spoke to me because I am a ballroom dancer. I teach ballroom and Latin dancing. So when I see a puzzle called the Ballroom, I think, well, I've got to try that, haven't I? The artwork is by Michael Young, and it's a really pretty image. You've got like a live band, and you've got a round dance floor, and there are people dancing, and and there's a big chandelier, and it's a very posh ballroom. One doesn't often get the chance to dance in a ballroom quite like this, but it's lovely. It's a lovely puzzle, and I think I'm going to enjoy puzzling this. It's portrait orientation as well. Don't have many of those, but this one is in portrait, so looking forward to that one too. Okay, I'm just going to keep shifting from side to side now. I think we'll go with this one. This one here is one of the recent gifted puzzles that I got from Unified Pieces. I also got, alongside this, what was it called? Circle Serenity puzzle, which was a lovely gradient puzzle, and I live streamed that one. And I got one called SF Soul of the City, which was 650 pieces. It was quite different, that one. Really, really cool. Anyway, this was the 3rd one that I received in that gift box of puzzles, and it's called Red Dragon. I just haven't got round to doing it yet, but I cannot wait. I love Unified Pieces puzzles. I love the quality. I love how they're boxed and presented. The bag the pieces come in, everything about them. I just think Unified Pieces puzzles are so lovely and luxurious, really. So yeah, thank you to Measy for sending me this. This one is waiting patiently, but it will get done. It will get done eventually. Right, I'm leaving this one until last, so I'm just going to leave that there in the middle. Let's go with this one. This one is a Gibson's puzzle. I bought this myself when I was in Nottingham, which is where I'm from. That's where my family live. And I was there because I'd flown back from Spain for the World Jigsaw Puzzle Championships in 2023. I'd flown back to Nottingham and I stayed there for a few days. And it's a much bigger town than Stirling, where I live now. So I took the opportunity to go around some of the shops, and I found this one. and I thought it was a lovely image. It's one of the art file collection puzzles by Gibson's, and it's called Into the Forest. Now, this is another portrait one, actually. As I said, don't have many of those, but this is one of the other ones that I do have, and it's such a lovely image. I haven't got around to doing it yet, but I do enjoy Gibson's puzzles. Really lovely, thick quality pieces. I think this is going to be an enjoyable one to do as well. Oh, and the artwork is credited to... It's just called The Art File. It's like a company, I think, of artists and designers that they worked with to bring out these puzzles. So, yeah, it's just credited to The Art File. Okay, gonna get this one done. This one, I can't wait to do this one. This one looks like so much fun. It looks like a stained glass window, but it's full of Pokemon characters. Now, I believe the puzzle is just called Pokemon, and it's a Buffalo branded puzzle. So only the second one I have ever owned in my collection, and probably will be the second one I ever do. It's quite a small box, actually. Like, really quite, I like the size of the boxes. They're good for storage, I must admit. It's a square box, but it's a rectangular puzzle. And yeah, it's just like all these different segments with different Pokemon in. You've got the Pokeballs around there, and it just looks like so much fun. Like all Pokemon puzzles, it looks like a lot of fun. Now I think I'm safe to sit down. So I'm going to just bring my chair over, and I'm going to just tackle these three puzzles all together. So, this puzzle, these are all Christmas puzzles, all three of these. That's the reason I'm doing them together. This puzzle is an Elena Essex puzzle, and it's called Christmas Cornucopia. Now, this was the very first Elena Essex puzzle that I ever did. And I really enjoyed it. I love the image. It's a collage of different Christmas baubles, and it's a gradient, really bright, really vivid, neons against a dark background, which is pretty characteristic of Elena Essex artwork. The only problem I had with this puzzle was that some of the pieces were damaged. I think what had happened was that there was a bad batch of this particular puzzle, and Elena Essex was aware of it. And she actually got in touch with me when I brought the video out on it and said, can I send you another puzzle? Because, you know, you didn't have a great experience with that one. Now, in actual fact, I did have a great experience. I really enjoyed the puzzle. It was a shame some of the pieces were damaged, but the puzzle's beautiful. If I had a non-damaged version of it, I would have loved it even more. It was good in a way, though, because what ended up happening was she sent me the Bird Paradise puzzle, which was a round puzzle that I had by her. I don't have it anymore, but I built that alongside the colour wheel in a video where I did two round gradient puzzles at the same time, and that was one of the most fun videos I've ever filmed. It was gorgeous. So I was really happy that I had the opportunity to do that puzzle. Another Christmas puzzle that I have done and kept, because I just thought it was really fun and I thought I would maybe do it again, is this one. This is a Falcon branded puzzle. It is the Contemporary collection, and the artwork is by Eleanor Baumer, or Bomer. I'm not sure exactly how the surname is pronounced, but it's so fun. It's like a collage of different Christmas things, and it's really bright colours. It was such a fun puzzle to do. I really enjoyed it. And so, yeah, this one is a keeper just because I think I'll enjoy doing it again another Christmas. Okay, and the last one I want to mention is this box here, which had a puzzle in it when it first arrived here. But now the puzzle is completed in sections in this box, the Christmas Wishes box. And the reason for that is because it doesn't have a box of its own. It came in here, which was kind of like a presentation box because it was turned into a advent calendar puzzle. So I got to know quite a while ago, this was a couple of years ago, a girl on Instagram called Nicole. And Nicole is from the UK, and she decided to make an advent calendar puzzle out of a falcon puzzle, and she presented it so beautifully. She got this tartan box, she put a jigsaw puzzle piece on the top, and she wrote Vicky on it, and she separated it all and put it in these bags that had like Christmas stickers on it, and they were all numbered, and it was just so lovely. I was so touched by that, and I've kept the puzzle, but it was part of a set of 4 puzzles, and she broke down one of them and sent it to me. So I'm not sure what my individual puzzle is called, or even if the individual puzzle has a title. The whole box set was called Family Time at Christmas, and my particular puzzle was this one. So I really enjoyed it. It was so much fun. Such a great idea to make an advent calendar out of a puzzle. And I really was so chuffed when she sent this to me. So I've kept that as well, kind of for memory's sake, but I think it's one I will do again as well. I really, really enjoyed that puzzle. So these are my 3 Christmas puzzles. Okay, I'm getting there. I'm starting to have like arm room in front of me here. You can actually see the table. Right, so I'm going to do these 2 next. These 2 are both the same brand, and the brand is an Australian company called Diesel and Dutch. And they come in these really cool tall cylinder boxes. They've got like a string handle, and they make puzzles specifically designed to be wall mounted. Just beautiful images, usually of some kind of tropical bird, and they're bright and colourful. What they'll do sometimes is they'll make more than one puzzle that's meant to complement each other, so that when they're displayed on the wall, you know, they are meant to kind of be a pair together. These 2 aren't complementary, although I'm sure they would look amazing next to each other. I got these kind of completely separately from 2 different sort of directions. So this one here is the first one I got. This one's called Jamboree, and I absolutely love the image. I love parrots, and this one has a cockatoo and like a green parrot. I don't know if it's a ringneck, maybe. Not sure of the name of it, and it's got all these lovely plants and flowers and things, and it's just super bright and colourful. It's a portrait puzzle, and I actually received this as a birthday gift. It came all the way from Australia with 2 Australians who were travelling around Europe, and they came to visit me. So Mark and Chris, thank you so much again for giving me this puzzle for my birthday. I really can't wait to do it. So that's that one, and then this one was gifted as well. It was in my box of gifted puzzles that I received. I got quite a few of those, and yeah, another Diesel and Dutch. This one's just called Cockatoo Jigsaw Puzzle. It's the more traditional looking cockatoo. It's white with the yellow crest. This one is pink, and the artwork is credited to Millie and May. Just says designed by Millie and May on both of them. So I don't know if they do all the designs for these or if there's different ones, but really beautiful puzzles. Can't wait to give those a try. Right, so let's bring these over now. These are my Wasgij puzzles. I have 5 Wasgij puzzles here, and I love Wasgij puzzles. I did Wasgij puzzles when I was really young, when I was a kid. We got gifted a Wasgij puzzle. I say we just like the family did. I can't remember who in the family it was gifted to. Might have been me, might have been my stepdad. I don't know. But when Wasgijs first came out in, I think 1997, the very first one was the original concept Wasgij before they had Mystery or Destiny. And it was this one here. And this is the very puzzle that we got way back then. It's been kept all this time. It was in my mum and stepdad's like attic, I think, and when not long after I started the channel, Brian, my stepdad, he sent it to me through the post, and I was so happy to have it because I didn't even know they still had it. I love it. I love it. So the Wasgij concept is a little bit different. And I'll just say this now. I did 2 videos. It's like a 2-part series on Wasgij puzzles. I have done 2 other videos on individual Wasgij puzzles really early on in my channel's life. The 2 I did all about what Wasgij is and about the concept of Wasgij and all the different types of Wasgij. I did like a deep dive into Wasgij, and I did a part 1 and a part 2. They're a bit more like my normal kind of video, but go check those out because I do go through everything Wasgij in there. Just to warn though, there are spoilers because I do actually complete Wasgij puzzles in those videos. But anyway, they're worth a watch because I really did, you know, quite a lot of research into Wasgij. Anyway, to summarise, the original Wasgage concept is that you can't see what the image is on the puzzle because it isn't the same as what you see on the box. What's on the box is basically the scene in front of what the puzzle is. So all of these people in this image on the box are reacting to something that you can't see, and you have to puzzle what they are reacting to. And usually, well, always, it's some daft, chaotic scene that they're, you know, walking towards or walking past or looking at or something. And that's why everybody's usually kind of going, like that, because there's something crazy going on. This one is called Sunday Drivers. As I say, the very first original Wasgage. And actually, the first ones to come out were Falcon branded. This one has the original Falcon branding on. And so that's why I was so happy to have it, because it's just like a little piece of history, you know, the very first one that they released. And it's, there's a few different artists that do artwork for Wasgage, but this one is Graham Thompson. Graham Thompson's done several. And yeah, so Sunday Driver's such a fun puzzle. I would definitely do this again. I've always enjoyed Wasgage puzzles. They're kind of cartoony and they're always just so funny. There is so much to see in them. So that is this one. And then I also have a couple of other original Falcon branded Wasgage puzzles. They're actually by Jumbo, and the more recent ones are Jumbo branded, but Jumbo took over Falcon. So, but you do still get Falcon branded stuff over here in the UK, but these ones now, these Wasgage, you don't get them, they don't release them in these kind of boxes anymore. You get a Jumbo branding on them. So it's just really nice. It's nice to have the original ones. This was a lucky find in a charity shop. This is Wasgage number 3. That was the first one. This is number 3. This one is called Full Monty Fever. And again, it's by Graham Thompson, and it's part of the original Wasgage concept, which is, you know, they're looking at something, you don't know what it is, you've got to piece together the puzzle to find out. So that's that one. Again, lucky charity shop purchase, but I have completed this puzzle and it was complete. So happy about that. This is more recent. This is Wasgage number 4, again, in the original Falcon branding. This was a charity shop find, but not by me. I have a pair of friends who enjoy jigsaw puzzles. I teach them to dance, and sometimes we'll do a wee swap, jigsaw puzzle swap, or I've sold them a couple of my jigsaw puzzles, or I've given them to them, lent them to them, and they found this. They found this in the charity shop and said, "Do you want it?" And I was like, "Yeah, that would be brilliant." So I've now got I've got 3 of the original branded ones, but I don't have number 2. I need number 2. I've got 1, 3 and 4. So I need to see if I can try and find number 2. But yeah, so this one is Graham Thompson again, and it's called A Day to Remember. Then we move over to these two. Now, I don't collect Wasgage. I'm not aiming to collect every single one. And the reason is because I just don't have the space for that. You know, there are so many. I am glad to have some of the original boxed ones. You can get these images still in a newer style box. They call them retro, and it's like a re-release of original images. So I like that I've got the original ones rather than the retro ones. So I'll definitely keep those. And I would like to have at least one of the other Wasgage concepts as well. So you have Mystery, you have Destiny. There are a couple of other little known ones which I'll talk about in a minute as well. This one here, I'll do this one first. This was a charity shop find. I've not completed this one yet. It's a Mystery Wasgage, Mystery number 4. So Mystery, the mystery concept is that, again, what's on the box isn't on the puzzle, but a Mystery Wasgage is going to be a little bit more similar to the box image, because with this one, it's not what these people can see, it's what's going to happen next to these people. What is about to happen, and then that scene is what you puzzle together. So I always say to people, if they're uncertain about trying a Wasgage, or they're worried because they won't be able to see the box image, think it might be quite difficult, I always say to people, if you're going to try a Wasgage for the first time, try a Mystery, because a Mystery will at least be something like what the box image is. So for example, these people will probably all move, maybe the tables will be upturned or something, but it's going to have the same colour wallpaper, it's going to have the same colour curtains. I mean, I would think there's going to be, you know, rain outside, probably. There's going to be, the people are going to be wearing the same things. So it's just a more similar image that you're going to be puzzling together. And obviously they'll have moved, something crazy will have happened, and that's what you will puzzle. But yeah, definitely would recommend, if you're going to try Wasgage, try a mystery first. So this is the only mystery one I have. I have puzzled a mystery Wasgage in one of my earlier videos, but it wasn't this one. I found this in a charity shop and I picked it up. I don't know if it's complete or not. I'm hoping it is, but I will get round to this one day. And this one is called Live Entertainment, and it's another one by Graham Thompson. I don't have a Destiny Wasgage anymore. I did do a video on a Destiny Wasgage. I think actually that was in one of my two-part series. It might have been part 1. I did a Destiny Wasgage. With the Destiny concept, the idea is that the image on the box, you're puzzling the same image but years into the future, like decades into the future. So you might have a ye olde worldy scene and you've really got to puzzle what it would look like today. Anyway, I don't have a Destiny Wasgage. I would like to get one eventually, but I don't. If I maybe find... You do find Wasgages quite a lot in charity shops here in the UK, so I'll maybe find one and just pick one up. This one is one of the more little known concepts. This is the Imagine concept. And they only brought, I don't know, like 2, I think, Imagine concept Wasgages out back in something like 2015. There is another concept that I don't have, and that is What If. Again, I talk about that in my Wasgage videos. This is the Imagine one, and this one's Imagine if the wheel hadn't been invented. And you've got a scene here and how it's all cars and bikes and stuff like that, and how would it look if the wheel hadn't been invented. So I think it's quite a fun concept, but for whatever reason they didn't continue with them, and there's only a couple of them that you can get. So I'm keeping this because I just think it's really cool to have one, you know, of the few. But they are also... There's also another one called What If, and I don't have that concept yet either, but I'll get one eventually. This one is by Neil Easton, who's done several Wasgage artwork as well, so that's the only one I have by Neil Easton. The rest are all Graham Thompson. So that is Imagine Wasgage number 2, and that's all the Wasgage puzzles that I have. Alright, so I'm now going to move over to my 1000 piece hay puzzles, and that is these 3 here. Now, I have completed all 3 of these puzzles, so these boxes are just empty. I still have them assembled on boards. I'm going to start with this one because this one was the first one I actually completed, and there's a whole kind of story behind it. Before I do that, I'll just say I managed to get a puzzle haul of hay puzzles, all in these triangle-shaped boxes, from a charity shop near to me, and there were 7 of them. They were all different piece counts, but there were 3 1000 piece puzzles. So they're the ones I'm showing you just now. This one was one of the oldest in the bunch. This is from the 70s, as is this one here. The artwork on these 2 puzzles is Jean-Jacques Loup, and that one is a Mordillo. This is the first one I completed. It's called Captain Flint's Party, and I did a video on that a couple of years ago. So if you want to see that video, you can go back and have a look. It was a really fun puzzle and I really enjoyed it, but unfortunately it had 2 pieces missing, and it is still sitting on the board, the foam board, just waiting to be completed. And I had a hope that maybe the pieces might be, or might have got mixed up in the other puzzle boxes, because there are some puzzles where I have found other pieces that don't belong in them, but they don't belong to this. So I do have a couple, how many have I got left to do? 3 still left to do. So I am still holding out some hope, but so far I have been unable to find the 2 missing pieces in any of the other boxes of the puzzles that I have done out of that haul. I did try getting a replacement Captain Flint's Party puzzle. I bought it for cheap on Vinted, And when I went to look for the pieces to complete the puzzle, I realised very quickly that it was a more recent release of the puzzle and it wasn't the same piece cut. So it was absolutely useless, and now that puzzle is gone. So yeah, this is still an incomplete puzzle, still sitting on the foam board under my table, and I'm still hoping I find the pieces someday, or if not, find a copy of it that I can use to fill in the pieces. This is, as I say, an older version. The more recent release ones are the ones I can find, and you can tell they're different because the cardboard colour is slightly different on the back as well. So when I look, I'll be a bit more in the know. I'll be looking out for the colour of the cardboard on the back, and if it doesn't show a picture of that, I will have to ask the question. But hey ho, we shall see. Maybe I will find it in one of the other puzzles at some point. So that is Captain Flint's Party. This is the other Jean-Jacques Loop puzzle, and the other one from the 70s. This was complete, and it's called Great Western. I really enjoyed this puzzle. I actually did a video of this puzzle. It was a members only video. So if you are a member and you haven't seen that, you can go back and watch that. Did that quite a while ago. And if you're not a member and you're interested in seeing that, you can join as a member and you can watch that. You get everything, all the perks for the cheapest tier. So it's not too bad at all, but it was a really fun puzzle to do. And I've got this assembled on a board too. I'm still unsure what to do with these puzzles. I'm reluctant to get rid of them. I don't really want to. They're quite rare. I don't think they're that easy to find. I think I got a very lucky find with this haul. But unfortunately, because they were in a charity shop, either the charity shop didn't look after them or the original owner didn't, and, you know, there was one with missing pieces. This is assuming that they came from the same person. I mean, I'm assuming that they all came from the same donator. But it was a charity shop where sometimes I do find the puzzles aren't necessarily kept on the shelf in the most, you know, in the best way. They don't necessarily take the lids on. Sometimes I've found a piece, you know, just sitting. So I think it could well be the charity shop that has lost the pieces, possibly, I don't know. But this one was complete, so that is good. And then lastly, there is this one. Oh, this was fun. And there's a story behind this too. Quite an amusing one, actually. So this is the Mordillo, and it's called Welcome, and it's really difficult. It's a difficult puzzle. It's a portrait one. I built this and it took me quite a long time because I didn't film it. I just built it just in the background just for fun, and I was chipping in and out of it just as and when I could find the time. So it was sort of semi-complete under my table for a long time, and what ended up happening was that I had a box of pieces that I'd sorted and I'd put away and then not worked on it for ages and forgotten about this box of pieces that I'd put away. And I came to work on it again and I came to realise that I had several missing. So I completed the puzzle as far as I could, and then I did a count up and I was missing 145 pieces, and I thought, oh my lord, that's appalling. I'd already had the 2 pieces missing from Captain Flint's Party and thought, you know, this is just obviously just a shambles and it's not a good batch and they've not looked after them, blah blah blah. And I actually put out a short on YouTube. It's still up on my channel, you can go back and find it, but I put up a short about this. Then one day when I don't know what I was doing, tidying up in the puzzle room or something, I happened across the other pieces that I had put to one side, and goodness knows why I had moved them. I think I thought, oh, I'll put them there and I'll remember, and then didn't because it had been so long. But I just stumbled across them one day and I was like, what are these? And I realised they were a whole bunch of pieces from this puzzle, which I hadn't dismantled. So I filled them in and it was complete. I basically managed to lose 145 pieces of a puzzle and convinced myself that they were lost and, you know, that missing. And yeah, they weren't. They were in my puzzle room all along. So I put up another short explaining that and finishing the puzzle, and it was all very hilarious and silly. But this one was complete, which I was over the moon about, but there were no extra pieces in it either. I still haven't found the 2 missing ones from Captain Flint's party. But I think this is a keeper because it was just so fun, and I like more Mortillo puzzles as well. They're just really fun, and this one is definitely hard to find. Mortillo puzzles can be quite difficult to come across, especially older ones, and, you know, for a decent price. So, yeah, this was a really good find. So they are my hay puzzles. And last but not least, we have this puzzle here. Now, this has, the reason I've left it till last is because this also has a bit of a story behind it. Now, remember earlier when I spoke about the Celestial Planisphere puzzle and how I bought that as part of a bundle on eBay? And that was the reason I bought the bundle, for the Celestial Planisphere puzzle. This puzzle was one of those in the bundle. It was one of the puzzles within that bundle of puzzles, and I just put it away and kind of forgot about it. And then when I was doing this video and trying to write down all my puzzles in my spreadsheet, I came across this one and I was like, oh, I forgot about this one. This I don't know a great deal about, and the reason for that is because it's in a normal, just white box. Somebody has basically butchered the original box it came in, cut bits out of it, including the puzzle image, which is stuck to the front, and this bit here, and then there's a bit stuck on the inside, I think, yeah, here. And there's also a piece of card in the bag of pieces with the image on as well. And they've been sellotaped onto this box, and that's it, you know, and the puzzle pieces put inside. Now, I don't know if the box was maybe damaged beyond repair and they had to just put it in another box, but the problem is it doesn't give me information such as who made the puzzle. I can't tell from this what the brand is, and I can't tell from this who the artist is or what year it was done. I've done a little bit of research, and I now know that this is a Gibson's puzzle. The picture is of the inside of an old kind of vintage Cadbury's chocolate sweet shop. And it's got, I mean, the cutouts from the box include the Cadbury's logo. So my first thought was that this is some kind of gift shop puzzle that Cadbury's maybe sells. And, you know, and then inside, this cutout on the inside says 1000 piece super deluxe jigsaw puzzle, and it gives you a little bit of a history of Cadbury's. Now, it's worthwhile doing a whole video on this, I think, because my research into this, I basically just Googled Cadbury's jigsaw puzzle, you know, and I tried to describe the shop image as best I could. Now, what I found was a load of different Cadbury's themed puzzles. They had obviously done some kind of collaboration with Gibson's puzzles, and they were all these vintage images of Cadbury's throughout the years in various states. So it might be a top-down image of the chocolate factory itself, it could be the inside of the Cadbury shop, it might be the outside of the Cadbury shop, it might be a boat or a van with Cadbury's chocolate being loaded into it. It's all these different pictures, and the boxes were purple and had the Cadbury's brand all over it, and they were sort of long, so I guess they were supposed to look a little like big chocolate bars, but they were Gibson's branded, so it was like a collaboration between them, and they seemed to come out late 90s, early 2000s. Now this one I was having real difficulty finding. I couldn't find one of these puzzles with this image on it. The closest I could find was a twin pack with 2 500-piece puzzles in, again made by Gibson's, and this was one of the images. And it was, I forget, what was it called? It was called Beginning to End. But that was the name of the set. It wasn't the name of this puzzle. I just couldn't figure it out. So I actually went onto my Discord and I put a picture up of it, and I put what I knew up. From that 500-piece set, double set, by the way, I also discovered that the artist is Kevin Walsh, British artist. So I knew who the artist was, I knew who the brand was. Didn't know the name of the puzzle yet, though. So I posted it on Discord, said what I knew, what I'd already found out, and one of the members of my Discord server, Sam, who I kind of knew I'd be able to rely on Sam, but there's just so much knowledge in that Discord server that I thought somebody would know or would recognise it, or maybe even have the puzzle themselves. Anyway, Sam posted a picture of this puzzle image, but with a very slight difference. The puzzle image that Sam posted, it was a Gibson's, not in Cadbury's branding, just in the Gibson's branding. It was a 1,000-piece puzzle, not 500. But the image was ever so slightly different. It was the same image, but this bit on the left was cut off. It didn't have the door with the van peeking through the door. It just was the inside of the shop. So the guess here, the theory is that they altered the image slightly to make it more Cadbury themed, because the van in the doorway has Cadbury written on the back. So it was perhaps to be more in keeping with the Cadbury one rather than just, the plain Gibson one. The name of that puzzle was called A Quarter Of. So that is what I'm going to call this puzzle, A Quarter Of. And presumably that is in reference to how people used to ask for sweets back in the olden days before the metric system came in, and they asked for a quarter pound of whatever they were buying. So yeah, that's what it was called. Again, I've not been able to find the original Cadbury's boxed version of this online. I can't find a picture of it. I've been able to find one as part of a twin pack, and Sam posted that one as part of a just Gibson's branded one. But yeah, so this had a very interesting story, which I just thought it was really fun. It was fun finding this stuff out. It looks like a really good quality Gibson's branded puzzle, nice thick pieces. I've had a look in the bag. It was a resealable bag the pieces have been put in, and actually the edges have been separated as well, which makes me feel better, because that suggests to me that this person was diligent, whoever did it before, and that, maybe it is a complete puzzle. As I say, with that bundle, I didn't know. It didn't say if they couldn't guarantee that the puzzles were complete, but I am hopeful that it is. But yeah, just very odd that the box has been chopped up so much. But as I say, it could well be that they had to do that. Maybe it was a bit battered beyond repair. Who knows? All right, so there was one puzzle, well, two actually, that I forgot to mention in that whole section I've just done. And the reason is because it's on the very bottom corner shelf down there. It's kind of hidden. And then I saw it when I was pulling my cables out to do my live stream, and I was like, oh, I forgot about that one. So the one I'm talking about is this one here. It's actually a 1,000-piece puzzle set by Clementoni, and it's 2 Disney panorama puzzles. Now, I bought this one specifically for the top panorama, which is actually the Disney Orchestra. Now, when I was doing the Disney Orchestra and I did the smaller Disney Orchestra, I discovered around about that time, however long ago that was, that there is actually a 3rd version of the Disney Orchestra, and that is this one, but I could only find it as part of this double pack. So I bought it, and the Disney Orchestra is actually still sealed inside, but I have done this one at the bottom. This one is one I did at Valentine's, and it's Mickey and Minnie sitting on a wee bench, and it's a really cute image. It was a really fun puzzle, so I don't mind having this puzzle at all as part of the double pack, but I got this one just so that I could have all 3 versions of the Disney Orchestra. Now, this Disney Orchestra is different because it doesn't have an audience, but you do get the stage lights at the bottom. The other Disney Orchestra, which I've actually built, is a little different because it does have the audience, but it has less, you can see less of the stage. So it's funny how they brought more than one version of it out, but of course the 3rd one is the 13,200 piece, which I've got in a box in the cupboard. So those 2 are the ones that I forgot about. And then that moves us over nicely to the other 1,000-piece puzzles that I have in other places, and that is either on the wall or in my puzzle album once again. Now you'll have seen this when I showed you my crypt puzzles, but I'm just going to go through and talk about the ones I have in here that aren't Ravensburger puzzles. So first of all, I've got a Puzzle U puzzle just here on this side, and this is the Puzzle U advent calendar from last year. I say it's custom. So last year the chap from Puzzle U got in touch with me and asked if I would like their advent calendar. It uses their smart sorted technology to turn it into an advent calendar. They aren't sort of funky shapes, but they are shaped like different sizes. So they're mostly kind of rectangles and squares, the little sections, but some of them will be big and some of them will be smaller. So it was a really fun calendar to do. It's custom, so it's got pictures of me and the kids and Grace, and it's just lovely. It was a lovely, lovely puzzle to build. So that is that one, a Puzzle U puzzle. And then skipping over that one, because that's a Ravensburger, we have this one here. Now you'll be familiar with this one because I did it quite recently. This is the 1,000 piece Piatnik playing cards puzzle, which I actually built during one of my videos on the large piece count playing cards puzzle, the 6,000 piece. And I decided to tape it. I do like to have small versions of the big puzzles that I do, so that is in here as well, playing cards by Piatnik. And then we'll skip that one because that's another Ravensburger. Another Ravensburger there. That's the crypt, which we've seen. And then we come over to this side. That I've already shown you. Well, I've shown you the box. This is actually Grace on my puzzle shelf. I've got one copy of that in pieces in a box and one copy of it taped, and that is just here. This one is a 1,000 piece buffalo puzzle, and it is my Rebels Journey Star Wars puzzle, which I did for the 4th of May last year. And I really enjoyed it. I wanted to save the very first Star Wars puzzle I ever did on the channel. I wanted to save it. I love the image, I love the puzzle. So this one I've taped and I've popped it in my album as well. That's a Ravensburger. And this one here, I've had to tape this in sections because it's the Disney Orchestra Panorama 1,000 piece, not the one from that box, but the other one that I've actually built. But because it's Panorama, it's really, really wide, so it doesn't fit into this album properly. So I've taped it in sections and it's now in my album. And last but not least, we have this one here in the frame. This one is on my kitchen wall, usually. And this one is, you might remember this, I did a video on this puzzle. It was a really fun puzzle to build. Citrus Burst, and it is by Tanya Wicks. And it's the only one I've done by her. It's an Australian lady who does her own photography and she makes puzzles out of them. And it was a beautiful puzzle, really lovely quality. And I liked it so much that I decided to hang it in my kitchen. So that is all of my 1,000 piece puzzles that are not Ravensburger. I really hope you've enjoyed that wee section. There are a lot more than I remembered having, and I'm hoping I don't find any more. Because it's amazing, I keep finding them and I'm like, oh, I forgot about that one. Alright, so this is going to be the shortest section of this video because I have a grand total of 4 1,500 piece puzzles in my collection. I don't have very many at all. And I'm going to start with this one. The reason being because you've seen this one before. I have very recently built this one. This was the very first puzzle I used for a puzzle along series of videos that I did, and loads of people joined in with it. It was so much fun. It's a lovely puzzle. It's a Clementoni and it's called Woodland Fantasy Garden, and it has artwork by Ciro Marchetti. A lot of people did it who thought, you know, they weren't going to enjoy it, or they thought they were going to find it really hard, but actually really enjoyed it and didn't find it as difficult as they thought. Obviously, my videos were there as a guide. Most people just did it their own way, which was fine. But it was also what really kind of encouraged me to start the Discord server as well. This puzzle really is the one I can thank for that, because that was something I created to aid with the puzzle alongs. and it's just become something way more than I ever could dream it was going to be. So I do have a lot of fondness for this puzzle. Now, I don't think I will build it again. As much as I loved it, I just don't really have the time for that. So whether this puzzle will stay in my collection or not, I'm not certain, but it certainly was one that I absolutely loved, one I've really enjoyed, and one that many others have enjoyed too, along with me. So that is really, really great. So that's the first one. The second one is this one here. This is a portrait puzzle, and it's called Saturday Night Bath. Now then, the artwork is by a chap called Randall Spangler. It looks as though the brand is something called Express Gifts Limited. It says here, made in the UK for Express Gifts Limited. It's such a cute image. It's got dragons in it. Oh, I mean, I love it already. It's got dragons in it, but the dragons are also having a bath. Now, I've never done this brand, so I've no idea what that's going to be like, what the pieces are like, but I'm looking forward to giving it a try. This was a gift from Kathleen. Now, Kathleen was the lady that sent me the Paddington in Peru puzzle and also the 2 round Lord of the Rings puzzles that you will have seen in the previous video, and this one came along with it. So I was so chuffed. She knows just what I like in a puzzle. So thank you for that, Kathleen. I'm looking forward to giving this one a go. And I'm going to move these to the side and focus on these 2 together. Now, this is another 2 that came in the Hey Jigsaw Puzzle haul that I got from that charity shop. Now, I've shown you the 3 1,000 piece puzzles that I got. These are the 2 1,500 piece puzzles that were in that haul. There were also some 2,000 piece puzzles in there, but they will be for the next video. So I won't be covering those today. These are both by the artist Reiber, and this one is called Spitzweg Romantic Town, and this one is called Reiber's Rembrandt. Now, this one's a bit more like other Reibers I've seen. It's more cartoonish. A lot of these puzzles, in fact, all of the ones I got out of that haul are cartoonish style. There's some Reibers, there was some Jean-Jacques Loops, and you had Mordillo in there as well. This one is a bit different because although it's Reiber and although it's sort of comical, it's I think it's meant to be kind of what's the word, like a spoof of the original Rembrandt artwork. So it's got more of that kind of look about it, less cartoonish, but still sort of silly. It's a really dark puzzle though, I must admit. I'm nervous about tackling this one. I think it'll be good to do and finish, but it's really, really dark, the image on this, whereas this one's a little more, there's a lot of the same colours in this, a lot of yellows, but it's much brighter. So, I don't know, I think this one might be quite difficult. I'm looking forward to doing these. I've enjoyed all the Hey puzzles I've tackled, even the ones with the missing pieces. I've enjoyed them all, and I really hope still to find those missing pieces from Captain Flint's party, maybe perhaps in one of these 2 boxes. Who knows, who knows. Whether I'll do videos on these or just build them, I'm not sure. Might do a video on this one. This one looks fun. This one just looks really difficult, but we'll see, we'll see. I've not decided yet. I tend to make last minute decisions on these things, so you never know, you never know. But yeah, so they are my 2 1,500 piece Hey puzzles, and that is it. They are all the 1,500 piece puzzles that I have. Now, there was just one more puzzle I wanted to show you, and the reason I'm showing this to you now is because I forgot about it. Now, that's happened more than once in the making of these videos, where I have had puzzles and completely forgotten to mention them because either they're in some hidden away place on a shelf or just, I don't know, just because they've just left my head. This one is particularly silly because it's one that I've been working on. I literally only finished this puzzle on Friday this week, and I still forgot about it. It was so silly, but I'll show you it just now. So it is this puzzle. It's another Clementoni. Goodness knows why I keep forgetting about Clementonis. But it's the Athenian puzzle, the colour boom one that I have been working on for my Thursday live streams for the past 3 weeks. And I literally just finished it on Friday last. This week I had to do my live stream on Friday instead of Thursday, but I just finished it. And I think it's probably because it was just living under the table while it was waiting for me to keep pulling it out each week. And so it just, you know, it just slipped my mind because it wasn't a box on the shelf that I could kind of pull off. So then when I finished it, I was about to take photos of it right after I finished live streaming it, and I thought, I haven't included this in the collection video. So I was like, that's frustrating. So yeah, this one gets a special add-on at the end in among the 1,500 piece puzzles simply because it got forgotten about. But I could do a fun wee puzzle pick-up on it. What do you think? Shall we do that? Shall we just give it its moment and before it goes back in the box? Since I forgot about it, seems only fair. And hopefully it'll survive the pickup test. There we go. Ta-da! So that's the last one I have to show you in this video today. I really hope that you have enjoyed seeing all of those puzzles. I've got so many. I can't believe how many I was forgetting about. No doubt there'll be more I'll discover. Oh, anyway. So that's it for my second half video on the 500 to 1,500 piece puzzles. I hope you enjoyed seeing all of those and hearing some of the stories behind them. So next, what you have to look forward to is all of the piece counts from 2,000 pieces and up to the highest piece count puzzle that I own, which I think, if I'm remembering right, is 40,320 pieces. So we are talking about the big jigs, my giant puzzles. That is what you have to look forward to next in this series. I cannot wait to make that video for you. It's going to be a real trip down memory lane for me because a lot of those puzzles I still have. The ones I've completed are taped up. I'm going to be pulling some of those out and getting pictures for you and showing you the ones I've done, the ones I haven't done. There will be some surprises, ones you haven't seen before, and it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. Whether that video will have to be in 2 halves as well, I do not know. I have a lot of large piece counts, but maybe not quite as many as I have 1,000 piece puzzles. I'm not sure. I've not actually done the tally on those yet. So we'll see. We'll see. But of course, I will let you know as I get near to it. So there's exciting things to come. Thank you so much for watching my collection videos so far. I really hope you're enjoying them. Please leave your comments below. Not only do I love reading and replying to them, but your comments really help the channel too, as it shows YouTube that these videos are being enjoyed and engaged with. So please leave a comment. A like also really helps if you enjoyed the video, of course. And please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already as well. Check out my description for all of the links to videos that I have referred to in this video. And in the description there will be an invite link to my Discord server, the First Rule of Puzzle Club, which is such a fun and wonderful puzzle community. It's free to join. All you need to do is just click the invite link. There are also links to my merch stores. I have puzzle merch now, some of which you will have seen in this video. My Ace of Puzzles design shows up in this video. If you love the idea of getting some puzzle merch that's been designed by me, then please do go and check out one of those stores, whichever's relevant for you. There's one for Europe and there's one for the US, Canada and Australia. They're linked in the description as well. That really helps support the channel, and if you want to also give any extra support to the channel financially, you could consider becoming a member of Vicky Makes and Builds. The lowest tier of membership is just $1.99 a month in whatever your currency is, and you get everything for the lowest tier. So that really helps support the channel and me as well. There's a link in the description to join that if you are interested in extra puzzle content. And that is it. Thank you again for watching. Happy puzzling, everybody. Keep an eye out for that next video on the big jigs, and I'll see you next time. Bye.